football-wide reunion coming up this weekend at Oklahoma State for the Baylor game. All former football players are welcome back, but the honored guests, the group that will be put on the pedestal this weekend and should be because it's the 10th anniversary of the Oklahoma State Cowboys winning the 2011 Big 12 championship. That was an incredible year. We started the show today with some Brandon Whedon thoughts, and Whedon talking about how each game had its own storyline, its own theme. Well, one of the storylines for the final chapter of that 2011 season in the desert, Glendale, Arizona, against a very good Stanford team, had a bunch of future NFL players on it. That storyline was an overtime win for the Cowboys to polish off what was a 12-1 season that year for the Cowboys. And the guy that made the defining play, catch from Brandon Whedon in that game to get the Cowboys the overtime win, was Colton Chelf. Colton joins us now. Colton, how are you?
I am doing pretty well. How are you?
I'm doing great. First of all, and we get to work with your brother on pre-games each week on the Cowboy Network, but so we kind of know what he's doing. Catch everybody up on what you've been doing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I live in Dallas, Prosper, so North Dallas. I'm actually on the road right now as we speak. We stopped off. I have been in a work meeting for the last couple of days in Houston. But I do pharmaceutical sales. We're launching a new ADHD medication for children and adults. And so we just had a little regional meeting, headed back up to Dallas. But, yeah, my life consists of, I've got 3 kiddos now. So I've got a little man that's about to be 4, a little girl that's about 2.5, and then a new little boy that's about 3 months old. So that's a majority of my time these days, is hanging out with these little kiddos.
And that's fantastic. I can relate. Zach, my son, and Sam just had Hank this summer, so he just turned 3 months too. So you guys,
well, congratulations
had that time.
to you.
You know what? Being a grandparent is so much more fun than being a parent. It really is.
Yeah,
I mean, it's all the fun without the responsibility.
Exactly, and you can load them up on the candy and get them going, and then hey, they're back to their parents, and we've got to deal with them. So, but yeah, you're right. You're exactly right about that. Absolutely.
It's awesome. Hey, are you going to be up here this weekend?
I will be up there. Yes, I'm actually. We are going to take the whole family. We're going to stay at Josh Cooper's house tomorrow evening and roll up to the game on Saturday. So we will definitely be there. Absolutely. I can't wait.
And when you think back on that, I mean, obviously the on the field, I mean, and you played a lot that year. You were right, kind of that blue collar receiver. They depended on you for not only clutch catches, but also a lot of blocking duties. So, but I know it's got to be the catch in the Fiesta Bowl against Stanford be your on-field memory. But when you think about your memories of just that team and that year, what comes to mind for you?
A lot of them, I mean, like I just said, I'm staying at Josh Cooper's house tomorrow evening. So it's just the guys that were on the team. It was just different. It was just, you come across these teams, from Little League or high school, and it's just a different feeling, man. We were just so close, I live pretty close to Charlie Moore. Jamie Blacknick and I live down the street from each other in Salina, see him in the grocery store, and it's just that camaraderie, man. It was just different. In the locker room, when we're not even, at the stadium, just hanging out, it was a feeling that was just different. And, I still talk to a lot of these guys, and we just had a special group, man.
Well, and when we get to the on the field memory, which I got to think the one that stands out is the catch, there in Glendale in the Fiesta Bowl against Stanford. How vivid, I mean, without even looking at it, how vivid can you replay that in your mind now?
Very vividly, yeah. I mean, it's like it was yesterday. I mean, it was obviously, building up to that, was in and out, would, sometimes gets, a lot of playing time, maybe I'd be behind, Blackman a few games and kind of ending that career, obviously you're not the biggest guy out there, but, kind of played my role pretty well and, called on me, in the biggest game of the season kind of was a fairy tale ending for me and, my football career. So just going out like that was pretty special. But yeah, I mean, obviously that was kind of the highlight right there. So, but yeah, I mean, I remember it like it was yesterday. So.
Well, and I think a lot of people can relate to you because it wasn't easy getting to that point, starting on a top five in the country, ended up number two in the country football team. Your path took you to Miami. I could relate there since,
Mm-hmm.
my son coached for a long time at NEO.
Yep.
I know what life was like there, vastly different from the training table and the free stuff and gear and the plane trips and that you get at Division One. But yeah, you worked really hard to get to your point.
I did, yeah. Obviously, you go to NEO and it's, obviously it's junior college and it's, you got to make the best out of it. And, from, you probably know this. I ate a lot of cuckoo burger that was there. And so, just, I wouldn't change my story. It's what made me what I am today, where I'm at in my professional career. But to your point, it's just you got to kind of enjoy the process. Miami's a special place in my heart because that's where I met my wife. And so we have really good memories over there. She was there playing softball. And so, that place was kind of where it all kicked it off. And then, obviously, kind of moved on to Oklahoma State and, kind of just had to, get my foot in the door kind of any way I can. And, that was, I don't think I dropped a pass for 2 straight seasons, kind of on scout team or whatever I'm doing. And, kind of got noticed. And obviously some things fell that were in my favor of kind of a new offense. We're kind of spreading it out. But, yeah, the process was wouldn't change it for anything. But, yeah, it was a lot of work and pretty proud of kind of how it all turned out and, came to a peak there kind of in the Fiesta Bowl and kind of full circle. So.
Yeah, and I got to ask you this because you did over those 2 years at Oklahoma State, you played for two really interesting offensive coordinators. Obviously, Dana Holgerson in 2010, and he brought the spread offense, which kind of unlocked the door for you to get a role in the offense. And then the next year, you got a guy that kept the same offense going, but with a much different demeanor, coaching demeanor, in Todd Monken.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, obviously both just football geniuses, right? I mean, they're top of the obviously Monken's been in the NFL and kind of obviously I think he's at Georgia now and obviously you can see kind of what they're doing. Dana's was at West Virginia for a long time and back at Houston now and not to have him back in the Big 12, but obviously kind of two different personalities, but the offense that coming down to is kind of same principles and whatnot. And so, once kind of Dana brought that in, like you said, it kind of opened up the door. And, we're going to have a lot more receivers on the field. And so obviously that helped me out because, kind of got bumped up the depth chart without even, having to kind of really do anything, which obviously gave me that opportunity and, I took full advantage of it. But yeah, those two guys are just incredible, obviously football minds. And, it was just a privilege to kind of be able to kind of, learn from them and, kind of see what they're doing these days and being super successful. So it's been, it's been good.
And then the last thing, like I said, we keep up with you a little bit through your brother because we work with him on, and he's doing a terrific job on the pregame shows in Clinton. He was part of that team. He was a young pup that that was around, after that. But how special was that for you to, kind of precede him, and then he comes in and obviously he had to go a process, so to speak, before he got his opportunity, and when he did, he shined with it.
No, absolutely. Obviously, first and foremost, it's not many people can say they played Division I football at all. And then put on top of that, you get to have your brother there, and he's a quarterback and I'm a receiver, and so those were just good times, and not many people can say that. We lived off campus together, so it was pretty special. But yeah, I think he had a roller coaster too, and it's just kind of speaks to kind of the resiliency we have, man. It's just can't keep us down. We're gonna get right back up, and you're gonna keep working. And so you put in that work. I think eventually it'll pay off, and for both of us, it kind of paid off, and just kind of how we're wired, man. And so really enjoyed that, and like I said, getting to play big time college football with your brother was obviously pretty special.
Hey, Colton, I appreciate the time, and again, congratulations on your success in the pharmaceutical sales business and your family. That's fantastic, and again, look forward to seeing you and all those other guys that'll be back this weekend. I think it was a special time for me. I was taking notes as well as broadcasting and wrote a book on that season. And, earlier this morning we played those comments from Brandon Whedon, and he talked about how almost every game that season, whether it was the Tulsa game played in the middle of the night or the comeback at A&M, the game with Iowa State, the Texas Tech game where we're stranded in the airport afterwards. Every game that year had a story behind it, so it was it was an unbelievable year to be around.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, I appreciate you guys having me. Yeah, but that team was just special. When I was actually talking to a couple of the people I work with, and they're big football fans. I told them it was like we were super confident. We just knew no one was going to beat us. It was just different. And once we got on the field, you saw the products we put on, and it was just a special group, special year, and I can't wait to get back there and see some of the guys I haven't seen in a long time.
Hey, be safe, and we'll see you in Stillwater this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully we'll see you. But appreciate you guys having me on.
I'm sure we'll catch up. Colton Chelf. Hey, be careful driving back to Dallas. So
appreciate it.
All right, Colton Chelf again. One of the great memories of that 2011 football season, and we've got. I should have played it. I've got Dave Hunziker's call.